Ever feel like choosing a smartphone these days is like trying to pick a meal from a 50-page restaurant menu? You want the best, you don't want regrets, and somehow you still end up asking Reddit? Well, worry no more. We've already scrolled through all the specs, dodged the marketing traps, and tested what matters, so you don't have to. And hey, if you find this helpful, tap that like button like it's your phone's power button during a reboot, and hit subscribe so you don't miss our future no-nonsense reviews. Let's start with the heavy hitter that practically flexes its way into the top spot, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. At a glance, you might mistake it for its older sibling, the S24 Ultra, but underneath that familiar chassis lives a beast of a phone. Samsung tossed in some spicy AI features and 7 years of updates, which in phone years is basically a lifetime. It packs a Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 for Galaxy chip, up to 16 gigabytes of RAM, and up to 1 terabyte storage. The 6.9-inch QHD Plus AMOLED screen now features an anti-reflective coating that makes even harsh sunlight feel like mood lighting. With a 200-megapixel main camera, 50-megapixel ultra-wide, 50-megapixel 5x telephoto, and 12-megapixel selfie shooter, its camera system is only slightly short of writing a screenplay. But, surprise, the S Pen lost its Bluetooth. And at $1,129 plus, you better be ready to flex your credit limit. Still, if you want the best Android phone of 2025, this is it. Period. Meanwhile, OnePlus has pulled off a quiet masterstroke with the OnePlus 13. This one's not trying to reinvent the wheel, just perfect it. It takes the winning formula of the OnePlus 12 and cranks it up a notch. The OnePlus 13 runs on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, includes a 6.82-inch AMOLED display at 120 Hz, and charges faster than your patience for slow Wi-Fi, thanks to 100-watt wired charging and a 5,400 milliamp-hour battery. With up to 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gig storage, this phone flies. The triple camera setup isn't perfect, but Oxygen OS and AI features make up for it. If you're cool with using a magnetic case for accessories and skipping pro-level photography, it's the best bang for your buck. Speaking of photography, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is basically the smartphone version of carrying a DSLR in your pocket, if your pocket's strong enough. It flexes a quad rear setup with 3 50-megapixels lenses and a 200 megapixels periscope lens with 4.3x zoom. Yeah, 200 megapixels. DSLR who? Powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, 16 gig of RAM, and a 6.73-inch WQHD Plus AMOLED 120 Hz display, this thing is a mobile photography beast. The software, on the other hand, is a bit of a mixed bag and might take some patience. Xiaomi's Hyper OS 2 is functional but not friendly. Still, this is the phone you take to weddings, festivals, or just to flex on Instagram. It's not sold in the US, though. Sorry, Uncle Sam. Oppo makes a stylish return with the Find X8 Pro, a flagship that screams premium, but in a very I'm not trying too hard way. It delivers strong performance, great battery life, and cameras that challenge even the best. With the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, 12 16 gig RAM, a 6.82-inch HD Plus OLED panel, and 100-watt fast charging, the Find X8 Pro is smooth, sleek, and seriously fast. What's unique? A physical camera control button and camera tuning that rivals the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. You'll miss autofocus on selfies, and the magnetic accessories need a case, but overall, it's a solid premium pick for non-mainstream taste. If smooth software is your thing, the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL makes a strong case for itself. With stunning cameras, a brilliant display, and Google's AI-enhanced Android experience, it's like the smart friend who also happens to dress well. Running Android 14 on the custom Tensor G4 chip, with a 6.8-inch LTPO OLED display, 12 gig of RAM, and up to 1 TB storage, it's powerful and smart. The 50-megapixel main, 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and 5x telephoto combo deliver crisp photos in all lighting conditions. Charging at only 37 watts might be a buzzkill, but 7 years of updates, that's a long-term relationship. Pixel 9 Pro XL is for people who want brains, not just brawn. And now, if you're firmly in camp iPhone, the iPhone 16 Plus is probably your best bet this year. It nails the basics with a massive and vibrant display, buttery performance, and fantastic battery life. The iPhone 16 Plus features the new A18 chip non-Pro, a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR display, and the much-appreciated camera control button. Battery life is fantastic, but the refresh rate still sits stubbornly at 60 Hz. At $859 plus, you also only get 128 gigabytes of storage base. But if you're in the Apple ecosystem and want a large, powerful iPhone that doesn't eat your bank account, this is it.
Budget conscious?
Enter the Pixel 9a. But don't let the price fool you. This is no budget phone in disguise. This phone punches well above its price, offering a stellar display, great cameras, and Google's delightfully clean Android software. The Pixel 9a packs a 6.3-inch OLED screen, the Tensor G3 chip, and a 48-megapixel rear camera that punches way above its class. It has a massive 5100 milliamp-hour battery and 7 years of updates, just like its big brothers. Downsides? 23-watt charging is a snooze. And there's no telephoto lens. Still, for under $500, it's the easiest Android phone to recommend this year. For those who like their phone to look different and still be surprisingly capable, the Nothing Phone 3 is a minimalist's dream. Its semi-transparent back and minimalist flair scream different. Without being obnoxious, you get a 6.7-inch 120Hz OLED display, Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 chip, and a clean version of Android 15 with nothing's flair. Triple cameras include a 50-megapixel main and 32-megapixel selfie cam, though the ultra-wide is a letdown, and be ready to buy your own charger. But otherwise, it's a budget phone that looks anything but. The price? Just $379. It even lights up. So yes, it's still a conversation starter. From the creators of the Nothing Phone comes a budget-friendly Pro model. It's basically a budget phone wearing a flagship disguise, great camera, smooth performance, and even NFC for payments. With a 6.67-inch AMOLED screen, MediaTek Dimensity 7300 chip, and 12 gig RAM, the CMF Phone 2 Pro offers unbeatable value. It also includes upgraded dual cameras and NFC, all at just $279. Software support is limited to 3 years, and you only get IP54 water resistance, but it's 4 times cheaper than most flagships. It's a small miracle of engineering. And finally, for the foldable fans out there, Motorola's Razr 60 Ultra is the showstopper. Foldables are no longer just for tech nerds and rich uncles. The Razr 60 Ultra combines a robust hinge, a 7.0-inch foldable OLED display, and a 4-inch cover screen you'll actually use. Powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 with 12 gig RAM and 68-watt fast charging, it's fast, futuristic, and fun. Battery life is solid, but software support lags at just 4 years. No telephoto cam either, but if you want a pocketable phone that flips open like a scene from the future, this one's hard to resist. So, what's your pick? Would you rather splurge on flagship luxury or ride the mid-range wave with smarter spending? Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button if you learned something, and subscribe for more tech reviews.